And I'm going to do a dab demo on a really easy technique. I'm working in the grayscale coloring edition Fairy Art by Selena Fenich to begin with. And let me show you. This was done using Crayola crayons dipped in petroleum jelly. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. So I'm going to show you. And also this one done with nothing but crayon and petroleum jelly. So I'm going to work on this one. This one's a little more difficult, but I want to show how easy this is. So, hair. Oh, hair. I've seen people do so many amazing, complicated things with the hair. Watch this one. I also took, this is really inexpensive, and I scooped some into my lid. It's easier to dip it for me that way. So, and I've been dipping. I'm going to get dandelion yellow out of here, an older Crayola crayon, and just simply get that lid as low as I can. Get my light over a little more. Move the light. Move the light. Oh, here comes the light. Don't knock everything in the world over. All right, there we go. Hopefully that'll be good. So just over the hair with that yellow crayon dipped nicely in the petroleum jelly. Now for the skin, I just use the apricot that comes in the regular inexpensive pack, and I dip that as well into the petroleum jelly. You want a nice thick coating of that petroleum jelly on, and then you want to color. Just spread it around and continue to dip as you use your petroleum jelly up. You'll feel it. You'll feel the difference as you're coloring. And it's just so easy. It's just so easy. You really want to be generous with the petroleum jelly, the crayon. This will give you a very light skin. I will sometimes then go along with a couple different shades of brown. I did find that it works really good if you just let your first layer set up, dry up, and then you can come along and add if you want to get really fancy. But this does a really nice job on that. Okay, that's part of her arm over there, working upside down. So a little difficult. Okay, the wing. I went with yellow orange because it's such a nice light shade of orange. There it is. Dip it. I did this side. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to try to leave the white spaces and just color inside those. If you should go over it, because sometimes we're going to want to use your finger to smudge it out, then a plastic eraser will pull it off the white very nicely. And then I use a gummy eraser to pull any remaining plastic eraser goo off. The two work out really good. Just use all the erasers you have and play with those. All right, so this gives a very nice yellow orange. It's very translucent because it's a nice light shade. The darker the shade, the more you're going to have to work with it a little bit. All right, cerulean. Cerulean, where are you? Cerulean blue. I'm going to dip it. Get it nice on my tip. Goopy. And I'm going to show you this bubble. And I'm going to just put it in there. And I will be using my finger at some point after I lay this down. So I'm going to go around the outside where I want it nice and dark. Keep dipping, keep being very generous. Nice coat, nice glop of it on your crayon. You will see your crayons wear down much faster, but hey, they're crayons. All right, now I'm going to put a tiny bit on my finger. I'm going to rub it into my finger, rub it over to my hand, and then I'm just going to swirl around in a circle so that it moves it around. And if you really wanted to, you can get out a cotton ball. I've been working with this, and take a little bit more off, work it into the fiber of the paper a little better. And then let me demonstrate I have a Prisma plastic eraser. I could come right along before it even sets up. You can wait, you can do it right away. And just go over where I really want that white. And then I found that the sticky, gooey, gummy eraser will just pull off any of the gunk that comes from the plastic eraser and the Vaseline and all of that. Yeah. All right, now let's get a little bit more vibrant. And I'm going to go along in here with, let's pick red violet. So once again, I have my little top. I just dip it in, dip it, and then just begin moving it around. You're going to notice right away the difference, and this is on Create Space paper. You're going to notice that the crayon is going to go very smoothly. It really does turn it into a not your ordinary crayon, which is a more lipsticky gel type of substance. And that's what the Vaseline does. It really, it just is amazing. All right, she has a ruffle up there. I'm going to try to repeat the ruffle up here. I will be putting a link to this book in the description after I finish. Oh, we have some more wings down there. I missed those. All right, I'm into the ruffle. So back I go to yellow-orange. While I'm remembering, I dip it again. Dip, dip, dip. And it's just amazing. Just absolutely so easy. I see some more of her hair over here. She has like a hair bun, those little buns on the side of her head. So back I go with the dandelion yellow. Any yellow is really pretty. So, okay, you got the idea on that page. Let's look at a moment. This. It's just so easy to do. And it's just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And that's all I did. Same thing. Lots of dipping every time. Just keep dipping. You just can't dip enough. And then I use my finger to smear it in and smudge it. I do not use a cotton ball. So amazingly easy to do and inexpensive. And wow, I have seen people color like this, and they listed, hi Linda, they've listed, it does not work with twistables. I don't think so. It is crayon. The crayon. And I just stumbled upon this because I was watching someone's tutorial where they were dipping their Prisma pencil in, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's try the crayon. And it is just absolutely amazing. So that's what I'm telling you. Yes. But look at that. I used the yellow-orange. And it's so smooth. It really is just absolutely amazing. Now, I did a couple more. Let's see. What else did I do? I started this one. This was a little more difficult with the cloud, but you could see I didn't want to demo that because that one takes a little more thought because of the cracks in the clouds and everything, and I really haven't perfected that. So I'm not going to show you something I'm really stumbling on. This one looks real easy to do with the crayon technique. I started this one. And I will probably go with a nice yellow in the wings because light works out real well. The darker colors are a little more difficult to work with. And her, all done with the same technique. Now, I'm going to jump over to, I marked this because this book is fascinating. It is a fascinating grayscale, but there's line art in it, book for coloring and learning your grayscale. I find this one to be, I don't know, I'm really glad I saved it because I think it's going to turn out really well with this dip the crayon in. But I want to show you One of the things I had a problem with, I didn't want to ruin the hair. On this particular page, there's this gorgeous white sparkle going on, and I didn't want to ruin that. So I didn't color this and thought maybe someday I'd figure out how to do it. Well, the someday came because dipping that crayon into that petroleum jelly will absolutely allow the beautiful white sparkles to come through. They don't deaden up like they would if you were using a pencil or a highlighter or anything. It just really loves, really great for hair. And so easy. Just so easy and enjoyable to do and beautiful. And I'm really glad I hadn't gone ahead and tried anything and everything with this hair because I really liked it. And I really wanted to allow the hair sparkle to come through. And so this does a fantastic job. And it's just so easy and fast, very fast, which is what makes it so much fun because you can finish and move on to another page. Now let's try her lips. And I'm going to go with the red violet, dip it, and I'm just going to, it's already nice and juicy and creamy because of it being in the Vaseline, and then just a little bit of smearing. And then I probably will work with the cheeks a little bit on this, but not quite yet. I'm not sure what I used. I might have used a pencil on her skin. So now I'm just going to come over it with a little of the apricot crayon, just in the cheek area, wherever I now would like. And this I haven't put the KY because I'm just going to use a tiny bit of the apricot to brighten up little areas. So like anything, you're going to play and practice and go, okay, it works really good for this, but right now I wanted to do that, or I'm layering over. Okay, now I marked this one. For what reason? This one. To just show you how easy this is. And this is a strange page. I'm looking at that hair and I'm thinking, I'm going to go with orange hair. What color are you? You're the regular orange. So I'm going to dip my orange into the Vaseline. And I have a big chunk of it, which is fine because I'm going to use that big chunk to smudge and smear. It really does. If you have worked with the Not Your Ordinary crayons or the gel crayon, you'll know what I'm talking about. But my one little problem with those is that sometimes the colors, the purples, the whatever, are just too thick, too dark. And I tried adding Vaseline and that didn't work. Tried oil, that didn't work. They just are very heavily pigmented. And so I think this will work even better with the crayon and the KY for when you want to use the darker colors. I may put a little bit of purple in her hair just to play with this. But it's going down so smoothly, I don't have to use any kind of blending anythings. No blending pencil, no colored pencil, just simply a nice heavy-duty coat of the petroleum jelly. And it doesn't have to be expensive stuff. It could be your dollar store, KY, Vaseline, whatever you want to call it. It works. Just amazing. All right, so let's get a little purple out. I go with violet. Dip it again. Dip, dip, dip. And yeah, that's a nice lighter shade than I would with the purples in my Not Your Ordinary crayon pack. I'm going to work it up here. I don't know really what I'm coloring over there, but I'm making it here. Then let's go and demonstrate one more time just to prove this point. I'm going to grab my blue-green, and I'm going to just go over the dress. And I just don't want to get real picky with this. I don't want to get real fussy with it. Basically, look, I don't want to spend forever. So I'm going to color the whole thing. So I just have to take and dip and dip and dip. You want to keep dipping. Don't let it get real dried out. You want to keep using your, there, let's put it right there. Right there. I was at a local establishment yesterday. I went and got my tags. It was an ordeal. The people that ran the place spoke absolutely no English. They only spoke Spanish. It was really exasperating. I needed my state vehicle, whatever tags. It was $20. At one point, they were finding so much wrong with my car that I just started grabbing all my paperwork, and I said, I will go have this fixed. I'll come back after, we fix this and fix that. They just kept finding more things wrong. And I started thinking, okay, long ago, you just pulled into some place. They basically looked at you and went, yeah, looks good to me. And they issued you your tag. Well, she took my $20. The license plate light was burnt out, which I never drive at night. And I never look at my back end, really. I wouldn't have even noticed that. I wouldn't even think about it, really. Well, she said, I don't know what, she tried to charge me, I don't know, $3 for the light. I said, I don't have $3. She said, well, what'd you have? I said, I got a 5, I got a 10, I'm not giving you that much. And I said, here, I got $1, and so whatever change I have. She goes, okay, that's good. I mean, she spoke a tiny bit of English, but not very much of it. And it was exhausting. It's just exhausting. It really was. I'm going to leave the strings white because I may want to come in and go, you know what? How about we do the strings in this happy yellow? So dip it again. Always dip, 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 dip. You just want to keep dipping. Keep it nice and lubricated. You want to lubricate your crayon. So I'm going to go do some of these little strings over here in this dress. So easy, so fast. Now let's say I want to make her ghoulish green because she certainly looks like a ghoulish green. So I'm going to dip my yellow green. That's a good ghoul green. And continue to put a little more on there because I really want that to smear all over the place. This is where I would probably just go ahead and work it in a little bit like that with my finger. And you could take out forever to do this with pencil, and I have in this book. Before stumbling on this, fast, easy. But so I'm there yesterday, and I took out a couple books. I took out my crayons. I took out my Vaseline because I always have a to-go bag of something to do. And a couple people tried it, and at first they were being kind of miserly and careful. And I said, no, this is the fun part of this. This is not about, go slow. I said, this is about fast and fun and just throwing it on there. And you really won't make a mistake. It's really hard to do. And you really can go at a nice rapid pace. And that Vaseline just makes it so wonderful because you're not putting 4 layers down. Just one good layer and you have it. All right, she has a little arm over here. And you want to rotate your crayon because some of your Vaseline is going to be over on the other side. Dip it again, and then here comes her face. Just so absolutely easy to do. And the crayon no longer leaves any white pockets. It just is complete 100% paper coverage. Just amazing. All right, now her hair is set for a while. Set. I'm going to come back with red orange. This time I'm not going to dip because there should be still quite a bit of Vaseline in there. So much so that I think I'll have to wait for it to dry up a little bit. But I can come through and color over the lighter shades to go a little darker, and play with your you know, your orange, your red orange, your yellow orange. And I would highly recommend that probably let it sit overnight. And by then you may have a little more success at being able to put a little more dark color in there if you want. You could do that in the first place, and then you wouldn't be going backwards like I am. So let's try that down here in the skirt. I'm going to put a nice layer of the red orange first down here, and then I'm going to go with the yellow orange to the rest of the skirt, to the rest of the story. Darker shade to a lighter shade. I'm using grayscale, but this does work. The technique, and let's try that. All right, you get the idea on here. It's coming out nicely. Let's look for a line art page. Because there are some in this book. I know it's a really big face page. Face. No. In case you don't know the difference, this is grayscale. Grayscale, somewhere in the back, I believe. It's a big ghoulish head. People were looking at this book yesterday, said, she's really attractive. Well, I never said my kids were ugly. You don't get to be a model if you're hideous. I mean, yeah, you put this makeup on, but that's how that goes. Okay, here's what. This is good. Here's what I did with pencil. This took a while, and it was expensive. Okay, let's do the same. Yeah, let's do the black background. Easier for show and tell. Okay, set that up. So let's just try without the grayscale. How will this work? So I'm going to, oh, she'd probably be ghoulish, wouldn't she? Yeah, she's got the skin. So I'm going to just dip the crayon back to the light green, lime green color, and use that for my skin with a nice thick layer of KY at the tip. And work it in. So you can see that even if you're not using grayscale, this just does an amazing job putting that color down and being fast and easy and fun. And the live human beings yesterday all agreed to, wow, kids would enjoy doing this and they'd be pretty successful at it. And yes, they will be. Because it's a really easy technique and it's kind of fun because every so often you get to stop and use your fingers, spread it around that way. And work it into the paper. Okay, now her hair. Let's just stop and do her hair and then I'm going to be done. Grab some purple to demonstrate. I have the KY on there, the petroleum jelly. KY is just so shorter. It's just shorter. It's nice and bold and vivid. It'll actually make it seem like you're coloring with a marker. Like, well, then why don't you just color with a marker? Markers are a lot more expensive, no matter what. They're more expensive than crayon. And that's the cool part of this is $1 jar of Vaseline and your crayons, which can cost, less than $1 a pack. I got my packs at 50 cents and I was thrilled. Bought them all up. I even bought I bought them all. And I'm really glad now because I'm not worried about how fast my crayon melts down using this. It doesn't go that fast, but it does go faster than if you're just coloring with straight crayon and no KY. Okay, now let's get really fancy and let's put a little bit of orange in here. I have a lot of petroleum jelly on that, so I'm just going to spread it into my page a little bit. Putting the Vaseline onto the paper and then adding your crayon does not work well. Don't think you can cheat that in. When I say you need to dip it into the KY and work with it, that's the way to go. You smear the KY all over the page and you're not going to have success at it. It doesn't work that way. This one is a do it this way. If you put the Vaseline down on the paper first and then try to apply the crayon, it repels the crayon. You really want to put it on the tip of your crayon. I'm going with some red now. Just red, red, red. Dipping it each time. It's not even as expensive as using Gamsol and all the other stuff. It's just plain old Vaseline. And so don't be afraid to keep dipping. And you'll notice it. You'll be like, yeah, she's right. I want to continue to put that Vaseline on that tip because together they are just amazing. Like a toothbrush with toothpaste. Toothpaste is nice. A toothbrush is nice. But a toothbrush with toothpaste, that is the working order there. That's what it's all meant to be. So look, that's pretty cool, huh? Pretty darn cool. And now I'm going to look for anything with a point because I'm going to just do her eyes in some shade of blue. A little blue in there. A little blue in there. And let's give her some purple lips. Yeah, what the heck. A little purple for the lip. Lower lip. Lighter on the upper lip. Pretty neat, huh? All right. So let's recap. Vaseline. Da, 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 da. Whatever you want to call it. And you don't even have to scoop the lid back in. You just cover that back up. And then, clean your jar cap. Get a mess. And you can definitely use this on your kneecaps, on your elbows. So there's absolutely no waste. Hi, I've got people here. Linda and Beth. Okay, I'm rubbing my knees with the Vaseline. That's what I'm doing. That was the first time I've actually had some kind of audience, but that's okay. The live is easy for me. And as a 61-year-old going on 62, oh, my hands, they're really nice and lubricated. It's the plus of doing it this way. You will notice that your skin is not as rough and hard. All right. So there you go. Line art using this technique. Fast, easy, and fun. Wow, those purple lips are hideous, huh? But that's not supposed to be a pretty picture. That's not about pretty picture. It's about just letting her out. But she turned out much better here. I like the lipstick color, which is the fun part of books that I create. Generally, you get variations of, so you don't have to panic. Like I started working with the crayon technique up here. You can't tell this is a fine line, nearly no line page. And I didn't feel threatened because I have it with the black. And that's very typical because I recognize the fact that I may not get this right the first or second time. And if I really think it's kind of complicated, I'll give you more than one time. They're not all gruesome. Okay. There are some really strange pictures in this book, but there's also some fabulously beautiful ones. This was done with the crayon and the Vaseline. And I have another page of this, which I didn't do it that way. It was really difficult. It was really time consuming. And I really didn't get a whole lot of joy out of trying to color this lace. But the lace with the crayon dipped in the Vaseline, oh, this was just a pleasure to color. So I will be putting a link in the description box for both of these books. I don't know if it's still on sale. I didn't check when I was checking. I should have checked. But this is a really nice book at the price I paid, which was under $7. It's usually close to $10. I saw one page. And I said, I want this book. I like this book so much. I went ahead and ordered a copy for both of my daughters because I think they will enjoy this at some point in their life when they're not having to deal with children that are still in diapers and, toddler age. But they'll eventually, hopefully, get older and they'll say, gee, Mom, I'm glad you bought some of this for us because now our kids aren't so demanding and I have a little more free time and I want to just relax like you did. And I don't have to buy anything because you knew our tastes. And at that price, it was really a good deal. So, and those of you, I have gone from, I had to learn last night, that wasn't easy, going through the no communication for something that was important and trying to do all that. Luckily, I taught English as a second language at one point, so I understood the frustration, even though I speak very little Spanish. Very little, not the kind I needed to communicate with what was going on wrong with my car. But I got better results when I said, I'll just take it, forget it. Then all of a sudden I was being charged the $20 and she was peeling off the sticker. So, go figure. Anyhow, I went from this easy to work phone to one of these high-tech things. And because this has a lot of memory on it, I was able to put Facebook on. People, it is so much easier to find things on my laptop on Facebook. It's all nice and big, and there's a click here, click. It's all right there in front of you. On this little thing, I have to keep scrolling and guessing, and I don't know what I'm clicking on next, and I don't know why I'm accepting this or accepting that. I can see why people get hacked. I can see why people get confused. I can see why people post 2 or 3 times because, it's not like an enter. There's a little icon that didn't tell me what the hell are you? What are you? So I spent last night going, what are you? And I don't want to do this. And I didn't want to have my daughter, go, oh, mother, you should be able to figure it out. I'm like, I'm really confused, but I'm making progress. I don't quite understand why I have to sign in constantly. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of fixing that. Swipe to unlock. Okay. I was supposed to use face recognition. It doesn't want to do that. So I have to try to type in a password, which I would have made it easier if I knew I was going to do this every time I pick up the phone. All right, so then you go to this. I go over to Facebook, and I'm going to try to figure out a way of showing what I see on my laptop and how easy it is compared to this. Yeah, what is, and then you scroll, and it's really limited. You don't, on my laptop, I'll see about 7 or 8 posts, all small and thin going across. I can check on everything there. I'm going to have to drive people crazy with posting a lot more in order for it to come up like this. And now I understand why some people do post a lot. I get it, but yeah. Rosalie Ramsey was trying to help me through this, and I was like, I'm getting really frustrated. I don't know what all this is. And I pressed that, and I'm like, I don't want to go to shops. I press this. I don't want. How do I even do? And then I sign up for Messenger to be able to get my daughter's messages. And I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but eventually I made I made it up a little here and a little there. Hello, Jamesy Foogate. That your first name just changes more than my underwear in May. Yeah. But then again, there's a lot of me on Facebook and signed into places where, I YouTubed years ago. YouTube wants me to sign in on here. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who are you, lady? I don't know. I have so many passwords that I'm not sure about finding the YouTube password, which is why I'm who I am on this one. All right. So just for Jamie's sake, I've been sharing this, and I think Jamie saw it. There is a step-by-step how to in the beginning of this now long video, because I have people to talk to, which is very rare. I don't want to be antisocial, so this is going to run long, but at the end, people just can scroll off. But this is an adorable book, and I do believe that's the same technique. This was harder because it's clouds and the okay. It's a be okay. And she has these cute little words down here. Little be okay. Little be okay. Bubbles. So I did this one. I demoed the bubbles using the dip your crayons in Vaseline and please share. And, the other good thing is you get a second set. Now, I just ordered a book for my daughter and my younger daughter. They're both pretty well old now. But the second child, I may try it again. I'm sort of like, I don't know, because I did such a good job on the first one. But I may go and do this live. So let's do this. Can you post a link to this book? I will. I'm going to put a link. There's a look through of this book on my YouTube from yesterday. And there's a link to buy there. I don't know if it's going to let me try. It's up at my top. Now I'm going to have that really weird, crazy. It's $6.75 right now on Amazon. Copy. It is usually $9.95. So you're saving $3.20. That's a pretty good deal. All right, I'm going to try to put it right in here. Paste. Really good deal. It's a beautiful book. And you get you get duplicate, but they're not back-to-back duplicates. It's half the book, and then it starts over again. But, that way, if you screw this up, you really do have a second chance. But these are gorgeous. They're really gorgeous. They are very light grayscale, so very easy to color over, and absolutely so fast, so fun with just the crayon and the Vaseline. You don't have to use your fancy pants anythings. Just Vaseline on the tip of your crayon. Away you go, and your finger at times to just spread it around and move it around where you want it. Just gorgeous. These are really pretty book. Pretty book. Definitely very frameable too. So I liked my copy, and I saw somebody share a page and went, I want to go check this book out. And then when I saw the price, I said, oh, wow, that's like in my ballpark. Yeah. How do you pass up a $7 book? And my kids both, they're 30 years old, but they've always loved fairies and all of the fairy movies, those movies where there's the ones with the pointy ears, and then the hobbits. Okay. They just love the hobbits, and not just the movie. My youngest daughter, well, they both, they're avid readers. So they've read all of that. Since I was an English literature teacher, I had a lot of literature books all over the house. And, one summer when my daughter was in the 7th grade, she read all of William Shakespeare's work because, I had them. And she said, Mom, I don't think he was that good of a writer. I said, no, I don't either. He kind of wrote to a formula, and, like everybody dies, and it's not the happiest things, but it was entertainment back then. He wrote for the stage. Now, I don't think he ever intended to be the greatest whatever ever. That just sort of came with the territory. Like, Deb someday becoming the most famous crayon person way over. Nah, ain't going to happen. But it's okay. It's okay. I really do enjoy what I do, and I love stumbling on something that works great. So with that, I'm going to get off of here. I hate being on this thing. I really do. It took 2 hours to work up I'm going to go and do this doggone demo so I could go and follow it up everywhere where I was sharing the elf. Why am I calling them elves? The fairy pictures last night when I was cranking them out and learning how to use my new phone, which I still haven't figured out where the hell are my previous pictures. I can't find like a menu. I don't know. And if I talk to it, it never understands what I'm saying to it. Like whatever. I don't have a horn on my car. I don't need a horn. I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever even used my horn. I swerve. If I see an idiot, I don't blow my horn because they're an idiot. Why are you going to yell at an idiot? If you're already doing something stupid behind the wheel of your vehicle, blowing a horn is just going to not really register to them. And if they were okay, they wouldn't need a horn blown at them. So I'm the kind of driver who's always looking to the left and the right, going, which way can I pull over if I need to? Because I had somebody just the other day pull right out in front of me. Then I don't know, he had a kayak on top of his van, and he's like now stuck in the middle of traffic. If you didn't know how to drive, you looked old enough, you should. But if you didn't know what you were doing, why did you pull out right in front of my giant pimp mobile? Why? Stupid. You didn't see this Lincoln Continental from whatever, 1974? And then the guy behind me was giving me a look too, like, whoa, yeah, we're dealing with a moron. Blowing the horn was not going to help him at all. Not at all. No, just be ready to pull over, go this way, go that way. Always have 3 courses of action when you're behind the wheel of a car, because people don't know what they're doing sometimes when they drive at all. And a lot of people shouldn't be driving. Hello. We all know that too. There's days I shouldn't drive. But I just go to the store and back and hope. I cross my fingers and go, I really am not in the mood to drive today. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. I had to do that every day for a long, long time through horrible traffic. So that's it. That's it. We're done. We all talked out. Okay, I ordered it. I'm back, and she ordered it. It's a really good price. Please also remember, if I turn you onto something and you jump in there and buy it, I'd really appreciate somewhere along the line a thank you. Post the picture of it arrived, and wow, Deborah L. McDonald told me this was a good price and a beautiful book. And you know what? When she says something's good, this baby, I bought 4 copies of it, because this was at an incredibly $5 and some cent price. And I mean, it's gorgeous. Hardcover in gold. There's a video of this too, but it's back up to the regular price, which a hardcover book. It is not single-sided, but the paper's so thick, it doesn't matter. And marker doesn't even bleed through this. And it is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous coloring. A beautiful book that I've packed away for, when my kids are old enough to have the time and the frame of mind to color. When you have small babies that are just learning how to walk and everything, you're not in the I think I'll just sit, relax, and color thing. You're more like, will they never go to sleep? Will I just get a couple minutes to do, anything, just to scroll on my phone uninterrupted, to be in a calm place where you just go, I'm going to color for the next 4 hours and nobody's going to bother me. Maybe the dog, the last dog I will ever have, because I am really at the point where I don't even want to be interrupted by my pet. No, if the fish need feeding, well, let them eat algae, because there'll probably be plenty of it in the fish bowl. Because I don't want to clean anything extra anymore either. No, that's the grumpy old lady syndrome. I'm like, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to. Go let yourself out the door. Yeah, figure it out. She knows how to ram her head through the screen door part and get out, but she has not yet figured out the wooden door. She just can't do the turny handle. If I had one of those latchy things, this dog would have figured out how to let herself out. Yeah, she would. I did get to see her almost remove a chain link fence. Big, strong, because she wanted that turtle on the other side so bad that she had figured out a way of lifting this chain link fencing up and get under. I just stood back and went, oh my, you are seriously very strong. I couldn't budge that at all. I'm trying to get, water under it with the hose so she could make a muck hole, because she really wanted that doggone turtle. And I was like, And then she did get the turtle, and then soft-hearted me said, that's enough. Quit torturing the damn turtle, and gave it to the lady across next door with the pond and said, please, just save this turtle. I looked at it. It had this look in its eyes of terror, like, please make her stop. Yeah, make it stop. I'm so sorry I came anywhere near your yard. I was on the other side of the fence. I thought that would be okay. Wrong, turtle. Stay away. Stay away. My dog really, and they're as big as a giant frying pan. We don't have small turtles here. We have giant. I could almost live in it. Gnomes and fairies could be in there. So that's it. Share. Tell people don't watch the whole thing. She starts getting a little bit chatty at the end. Yeah, she just sometimes just can't shut up. I was diagnosed, here I go again. I was diagnosed in the 8th grade with diarrhea of the mouth. My mother took me into the doctor because she said, she just keeps getting laryngitis. And the doctor looked at her and he said, well, it's because Deborah has diarrhea of the mouth. It just starts and she just runs. and we were loud. And, I was in a lot of clubs and we'd be on buses and everybody was really loud. You got to be like loud when you were in the 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Loud. Yeah, I'm still kind of loud. Not that much, though. I actually haven't had laryngitis since grade school. All right, when was the last time you couldn't talk? Because of that throat thing. That's weird. Puberty was hell. It really was horrible. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching all the videos. And if you're curious, there are a lot of books, mine and other people's. You go to Deborah L. McDonald, click on my name. It will take you to my channel. Then you must click videos. And then all the videos will show up. And then to start scrolling and going, I put the cover. Okay. I've been consistent. I usually have to do it 3 times because it won't go the way I want it to photograph. I hold back and I try to hold the cover up so that is, even if you don't read, you'll just go, oh, the cover's interesting. I want to look at that book. So check it out. Check it out. And see you all down the road somewhere. Sometime.